Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the English Talk Podcast.
Hey, great to be back.
Absolutely, Adam. Today, we're actually going shopping. That's right.
Oh, nice. So what are we focusing on for shopping today?
I'll teach you 50 essential English phrases you need to know before shopping. We'll cover everything from asking for sizes to paying at the counter.
That's so useful. It's really about helping people speak like a local, feeling confident in stores.
Exactly. That's the goal.
So, Sandra, when we talk about shopping, I guess the very first interaction, when you just walk into a store is usually with someone greeting you, right?
Absolutely, Adam. That's where we start. You walk in and someone's probably going to say hello or hi there, and you need to know how to respond.
Right, because you don't want to just stare blankly, do you?
No, you don't. So often the first thing you'll hear is, "Can I help you?" And a very common response if you're just, browsing is simply, "I'm just looking, thank you." It's polite and it tells them you don't need immediate assistance.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's concise. What if you are looking for something specific, though? Like you have a mission,
That's when you can get a little more specific. So if you're looking for, say, a top, you could say, "I'm looking for a shirt." Or if you're not sure if they even carry a certain item, you might ask, "Do you sell jackets?"
Okay. So straight to the point. What if you see something you like, but maybe the color isn't quite right?
Exactly. Then you can ask, "Do you have this in another color?" Or if you're wondering about the cost, you'd say, "What's the price of this?"
Oh, and I always like to know, is it on sale?
Yes, that's a classic. Is this on sale? Very important question for many shoppers, myself included, honestly.
Hey, no shame in that. And what about sizes? Like if you spot something, but you're not sure if they have your size.
Good point. You could ask, "Do you have this in size medium?" Or, whatever size you're looking for. The key takeaway language for this initial interaction really is, "Can I help you?" Just looking. And then that super versatile phrase, "Do you have?"
Do you have? That's so flexible. You can ask about colors, sizes, other items. It covers a lot of ground, doesn't it?
It really does, Adam. That's actually our fluency builder tip for this section. Use "do you have" to start many useful questions. It's a powerhouse phrase for when you're just getting started in a store.
So to recap, the first moments are all about greetings, politely declining help if you're browsing, or asking about specific items, colors, prices, and sizes using those key phrases.
Precisely. It sets the stage for a smooth shopping experience.
Okay, so we've covered the initial greeting, asking about items, prices, and sizes. What happens next? I mean, usually you'd want to try things on, right?
Absolutely, Adam. That's the next big step in the shopping journey. Once you found something you like and you're wondering about the fit, you'll need to know how to ask, "Can I try this on?" That's a key phrase.
Right. Can I try this on? And then obviously you need to know where to go. So what about finding the actual changing room or fitting room, I guess?
Exactly. You're spot on. Both changing room and fitting room are used, but fitting room is probably a bit more common in stores. So you'd ask, "Where's the fitting room?" Those two, "Can I try it on?" and "Where's the fitting room?" are our main takeaway phrases for this section.
Okay, so I've got my item. I've found the fitting room. I go in, I try it on, and it's too big. What do I say?
No problem. You just say, "This is too big." Simple, direct. Or conversely, if it's snug, you'd say, "This is too small."
And if it's too small, then you'd want to ask if they have a larger size, I assume.
Precisely. So you'd follow up with, do you have it in a larger size? Or if it was too big, you'd ask, do you have it in a smaller size? It's all about getting that perfect fit.
What if it does fit perfectly? Like it's just, meant to be.
Oh, then you can express your delight. You can say, it fits perfectly. Or, I love how it looks. It's great to be able to give that positive feedback too. It really helps the sales associate if you choose to tell them.
Yeah, I guess it's also important to be able to express if it's not quite right, even if the size is okay, like if the style isn't you.
You got it. You can politely say, it's not really my style. Or if you're undecided and want to think about it, you can just say, I'll think about it. No pressure, no awkwardness.
That I'll think about it is a lifesaver, honestly. Sometimes you just need a moment. So for a fluency builder tip in this section, are we combining these?
Yeah, absolutely. Our tip for this section is to combine phrases. So instead of just saying, this is too small, you could say, can I try this on? I think it's too small. Or, where's the fitting room? I need to see if this fits. It helps make your language sound more natural, more fluid.
Oh, that makes total sense. It flows much better. It's like you're not just speaking in single sentences, you're building a conversation.
Exactly. It's all about building that confidence and making your English sound as natural as possible when you're navigating a store. So those phrases for trying on clothes are really important. Okay. So we've tried on the clothes, we know if it fits or not, we've decided if we like the style. What's the next logical step, Adam?
Well, Sandra, I guess once you've found something you like and it fits, you need to, find out how much it costs. That's pretty crucial, right?
You got it. That's precisely where we're headed. The next big thing is asking about the price and, super important, the store's policies, especially if you need to return something later. Our takeaway phrases for this section are, how much is it? And what's the return policy?
No, those are definitely essential. I mean, you can't really buy something if you don't know the price, can't you? So how much is this is probably the first thing out of your mouth.
Exactly. Simple, direct, and get straight to the point. But, sometimes there's hidden costs or things. So beyond how much is this, what else might you want to ask about the price?
I guess sometimes things are on sale, but then maybe there's an even bigger discount coming up, or is it the final price? That's a good one to ask. Is this the final price?
Yeah, that's smart. Or even simpler, are there any discounts? You never know. Sometimes they have loyalty programs or a special promo you didn't see.
Right. Always worth asking. And then, like you said, the policies, because what if it fits perfectly in the store, but you get home and, I don't know, you change your mind? Or it doesn't look as good under different lighting.
Been there, done that. That's why what's the return policy is so important. You might also want to ask, can I return this if it doesn't fit? Just to be really specific. And if you're looking for your money back, you'd ask, can I get a refund?
Oh, that's a good one too. Refund versus exchange. So yeah, I definitely want to know if I can get my money back. And then what about payment methods? Not every store takes every card, right?
Yeah, exactly. You'd ask, do you take credit cards? Or if you're old school, can I pay with cash? And nowadays, with all the tech, you might even ask, can I tap to pay? Or do you accept Apple Pay if that's your preferred method?
Oh, that's true. I often forget about the tapping thing. It's so convenient now. So we've talked about discounts, but what about those buy one, get one free deals? How do you ask about that?
Good point. You can simply ask, is it buy one, get one free? Or if you see a big sale sign, but you're not sure if a specific item is included, you'd ask, is this included in the sale? It clarifies everything.
So basically, all these questions are about being confident and clear, but also polite. That's a big part of it, isn't it?
Absolutely, Adam. And that brings us to our fluency builder tip for this section. Always use polite phrases. Think can I and do you. Using phrases like can I get a refund or do you have any discounts makes you sound much more natural and, well, polite, obviously. It just smooths the whole interaction.
It really does. It's not just about getting the information. It's about, being pleasant while you do it. It makes a big difference.
For sure. It's about showing respect and making the conversation easier for everyone involved. So remember those polite questions when you're inquiring about prices and policies.
So we've figured out the price, we know the policies, and we've decided we definitely want the item. What's the final hurdle, Sandra?
The final hurdle, Adam, is actually paying for it and, making your exit gracefully. This section is all about building that checkout confidence. Our key takeaway phrases are, I'd like to pay by card, and importantly, keep the receipt.
Oh yeah, the receipt is super important. I often forget to ask for it sometimes, or they just assume you don't want one.
Exactly. So first things first, you've got the item in your hand, you're at the counter. How do you tell the cashier you're ready to buy it?
Well, I guess the most straightforward way is I'd like to buy this. Or if you're feeling a bit more decisive, you'd say, I'll take it, right?
Perfect. Both are very common and clear. Once you've said that, they'll usually scan your item, and then what's often the next thing they might ask or you might want to ask?
I suppose if it's a small item, they might just hand it to you, but if it's bigger, you'd probably need a bag. So do you have a bag, or maybe they'd offer one?
Yeah, do you have a bag is a great one. And then you also mentioned the receipt earlier, Adam. How do you ask for that?
Oh yeah, definitely. You'd say, can I get a receipt, please? I always add the please because, politeness.
Good point. Always polite. And speaking of payment methods, we touched on them briefly before, but what are the most common ways to express how you want to pay at the counter?
Right. So if you're using plastic, you'd say, I'd like to pay by card. And if you prefer the modern way, you might still ask, can I tap to pay? Or specifically, do you accept Apple Pay, for example, if that's what you're using?
Totally. And sometimes, they'll just point to the card machine or they'll tell you the total. Once you've handed over your card or cash, a very common phrase they might say, or you might say as you're handing it over, is, here you go.
Oh yeah, here you go. That's it's just a natural filler, isn't it, as you pass something?
Exactly. It's really just a simple, common phrase for when you're handing something to someone. And then once the transaction is complete, what's the absolute number one most important phrase to use?
Thank you. No doubt about it. It's like universal, isn't it? It just, shows appreciation.
It really is. And that actually brings us to our fluency builder tip for this section. Be polite at checkout. Thank you really does go a long way. It's a small thing, but it makes such a difference in how the interaction feels.
It totally does. It makes a cashier's day, And then to wrap it up, you'd probably want to say something nice as you leave, like, have a great day.
Exactly. A simple "have a great day" as you walk away. It's just like a nice, polite way to end the shopping experience. So yeah, expressing your intention to buy, asking for bags and receipts, confirming payment methods, and then of course, politeness and gratitude. That's your confident checkout script. Okay, Adam, we've gone through entering the store, trying on clothes, asking questions, and even confidently checking out. But, sometimes shopping isn't always straightforward, and there are those extra situations that pop up.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't just cover everything with the basics, right? Sometimes you need to ask for something a bit specific, or maybe you have a problem.
Exactly. So this next section, beyond the basics, extra shopping phrases, is all about those bonus phrases that give you even more comprehensive shopping vocabulary. So Adam, let's say you're buying a gift for someone. What's a common question you might ask at the counter?
Oh, right. You'd probably want to know, do you offer gift wrapping? That's a classic one. Saves you a lot of hassle.
It really does. And what if something's gone wrong, or you need special assistance, or you're just not happy with something? Who do you ask for?
Well, if a salesperson can't help, I guess you'd have to escalate it, right? So you'd say, "Can I speak to the manager?"
Yep, that's the one. And speaking of saving money, besides general sales, what kind of discount might students specifically ask about?
Oh, that's a good one for students themselves. They'd ask, "Is there a student discount?" It's worth a try,
Always worth asking. Now, sometimes, especially with larger items, you might not want to carry them home. What would you ask about then?
Yeah. You'd ask, "Do you offer delivery?" Or maybe if it's not in stock, "Can I order this online?" That's a common one too.
Both super useful. And, sometimes you just see something and it's just not quite right for your wallet. How do you express that politely?
Right. You could say, "It's too expensive for me." Or to put it another way, "I'm on a budget." I've said that a few times for sure.
Oh, me too, Adam, me too. And if you're not ready to buy something right then and there, what's a good way to signal you might return later?
You just say, "I'll come back later." Simple and clear.
Perfect. And then conversely, what if you find something amazing, a really good price? How do you express your excitement?
You'd exclaim, "That's a great deal." Or, my personal favorite, "I got a bargain." That just feels so satisfying, doesn't it?
It really does. "I got a bargain" means you got it for a really good price. So yeah, these are all fantastic phrases for those less common but equally important shopping scenarios. They really round out your vocabulary, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's like having a full toolbox for any shopping situation. You're not just limited to the basic transaction, which is great.
Absolutely. It's like having a full toolbox for any shopping situation. You're not just limited to the basic transaction, which is great. And that's it. We've just covered 50 essential English phrases you need to know before shopping. From just walking into a store and asking, "Can I help you?" to confidently paying at the counter, and even, snagging a bargain or asking about gift wrapping.
Wow, 50. It really adds up, doesn't it? I mean, we've gone from hello and "I'm just looking" all the way to "is this included in the sale?" and "do you accept Apple Pay?" It's a lot of useful stuff there.
It really is. And the goal here, Adam, is to help our listeners feel super confident, like a local when they're speaking English in stores, because the more you practice these phrases, the more natural they'll become.
Yeah, exactly. It's not about memorizing them perfectly. It's about trying them out, getting comfortable with them. The more you use them, the more they'll stick. Practice really does make perfect here in this scenario.
Absolutely. So we really encourage all of you listening right now to Practice these phrases, maybe even write them down. Give them a try the next time you're out shopping. And hey, if you found this episode helpful, please, do us a favor.
Yes, please. Don't forget to like this episode, subscribe to the English Talk podcast for more practical English lessons, and definitely share it with a friend who you know might be learning English or who just loves shopping and wants to brush up on their phrases.
That's right. Your support really helps us continue creating content like this. So thank you so much for joining us on this shopping adventure, Adam.
Oh, it's been a pleasure, Sandra. Always good to, get into the practical side of things.
Agreed. And to all our listeners, thank you for tuning in to the English Talk podcast. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye for now.